Welcome to the Moneyyyy Mets channel. Wow. All I can say is wow. Shohei Ohtani has just signed the richest baseball contract in MLB history with the Los Angeles Dodgers for $700 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $700 million. Everyone is shocked right now in the baseball world. Not shocked because he ended up going to the Los Angeles Dodgers, but shocked at the fact that the contract actually got to $700 million for 10 years is the terms that are being reported. We do not know if there's any buyouts. If there are any opt-outs on the contract. What we do know is that a large portion of the contract is a deferred salary, meaning that he will collect a couple of million or majority of the millions after he's finished playing the game of baseball, like other players have done in the past. Manny Ramirez, Albert Pujols, and a lot of these superstars that signed these mega contracts, like David Ortiz. Infamously with the Mets, we hear Bobby Bonilla's contract, which is something that the Mets are still paying to this day, where the money's being deferred into the future in order to sometimes accommodate the team tax purposes for paying over the threshold, also giving the team flexibility to sign other free agents, which is very, very, very interesting. But wow, we are all still in awe with the big record-setting contract that Shohei Ohtani has signed. So what does this mean now for other free agents out there? This is what baseball is so unique here in American sports, unlike the NFL and the NBA and some other professional leagues. Baseball does not have a salary cap, meaning the owners are willing to pay the players ridiculous amounts of money if they believe the player obviously is worth it and if the player is going to generate money. In this case, Shohei Ohtani is that unique unicorn, that player since Babe Ruth that's able to pitch and hit at the same time. As you all know, last year he tore his elbow up and he's going to need Tommy John. So his pitching future is at stake here, which is something that shocks me, that the Dodgers were willing to go to the lengths that they did for a player that they're not sure how effective he's going to be pitching. As you all know, next year he will not be able to pitch. He probably won't start pitching until the offseason after following the 2024 season. And honestly, we don't know what kind of pitcher he's going to be. Remember, this is now his second Tommy John surgery. He had the first Tommy John a few years ago before he came over to the MLB, and now he's just finished completing his second Tommy John. He's able to hit this year. They say that should not affect his swing, but we don't know. It's a big gamble. It's a big gamble that the Dodgers have made. I think they had to make this move. Feel real bad right now for the Toronto Blue Jays and their fan base. They honestly thought that Shohei was going to sign there, and I think it was a real threat. But the Dodgers obviously made a statement, and they made him the highest paid player in MLB history. So what do we do now moving forward? What's the next mega contract? I don't think we're going to see another contract this big for a long, long time. Let me explain to you why. Like I said, Shohei's that unicorn. He's that player that we haven't seen since Babe Ruth. He also commands the market of advertisement from Japan here in the U.S. So if he's getting paid $70 million a year by the Dodgers, let's say, out of that, they might be making $50 million or more just in advertisement money. Because what's going to happen now is all these big companies from Asia and from Japan are now going to want to advertise not only in the Dodgers TV network, but also at the stadium, and anything having to do with the Dodgers, they are now want a piece of Ohtani. And Ohtani in itself, that $700 million contract, perhaps is going to pay a good $200 or $300 million of that is probably going to get paid off just by the money from the advertiser. So that 700 million in perspective could end up being just 500 million, which is still a huge amount of money when you think about it. But that's what makes Ohtani so marketable, and that's what makes him so unique is the power that he has off the field as well as on the field. I know the fans were upset at him because he waited this long and the whole secrecy thing, and you couldn't hear about Shohei, and if you said anything about Shohei, the team was going to automatically be out. So all these things, the guy, he got a lot of criticism from the media. He got a lot of criticism from the fans of how he's not making it fun. But remember, he's entitled to do that. That's what's called a free agent. There's nothing that states in the CBA for the players union that says, "Oh, free agency, you must make up your mind by this date, or you must let everybody know what you're doing." No, you don't have to. As long as he's not doing anything in violation of the players union agreement with the MLB, he could take as long as he want. Ohtani could have waited if he wanted until after Christmas. Obviously, he put a statement out saying sorry for taking this long, but I've made up my choice. I've made up my mind, and I'm going to be joining the LA Dodgers. So moving forward, what does this mean now for the free agents that are available now this year? We still have Yoshinobu Yamamoto, which is the number one pitching prospect that everyone is after. As you guys know, there's going to be a bidding war for Yamamoto. This actually now, in my opinion, raises Yamamoto's value a little bit because now those teams that were serious on Ohtani are now going to throw their money Yamamoto's way. Whether or not he decides to pick their team, is something that's going to be something that we're going to have to wait and see. The Mets are heavy in after Yamamoto. As you guys saw in a previous video that I posted, Steve Cohen flew all the way to Japan with David Stearns and a couple of the front office, including Senga's translator. I don't remember his name. Sorry, translator. But they flew all the way to Japan. They met in a restaurant with Yamamoto's family and as well as the Mets front brass. And they told him, Steve Cohen told him, we need you to be your New York Met. We need you to be the savior of this franchise. Forget about putting on the pinstripes. Forget about being a Yankee. We need you to be a Met. He basically humbled himself, showed respect in order to go over there, which I think in the long run is going to mean something. Whether that ends up getting them, the Mets end up getting him because of that trip, we will have to wait and see. Obviously, money talks here. I have no doubt that Steve Cohen is going to make the highest bid for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. At this point, I'm expecting it to be north of $300 million. It could be as high as $350 million. Plus, remember, there's a posting fee that goes to the ball club that he belonged to in the MPB league. So this could go as high as close to $400 million, including with the posting fee included. So we're talking about record-setting money here for a free agent pitcher. Remember, Garrett Cole with the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken, has the highest pitching contract. Internationally wise, before that, it was Oshiniro Tanaka with the Yankees. Now it's probably going to be Yamamoto. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a battle between the New York teams. I honestly think also now this puts the Dodgers sort of out of contention, even though people are saying no. I don't think they're going to offer the most money for Yamamoto after swallowing $700 million, committing $700 million to Shohei Ohtani. Could be wrong, but that's just what I believe. I think it's a showdown between the Mets and the Yankees. I know there's other teams. I know you have the San Francisco Giants still looming out there with a ton of money. Nobody wants to take their money. I feel so bad for the San Francisco Giants that no one wants to take their money. But I think he wants to come to New York. I think he wants to be in a big market. I think he wants to pitch where the spotlight is. And any other New York teams he's going to shine, whether it's in the Yankees with the Mets. But I believe with the Mets, he'll have more of a center stage, being that the Yankees have Judge. The Yankees already traded. They have Soto. So they have Cole, which is already their ace. The Yankees really, really don't need him as much as the Mets need Yamamoto. If the Mets strike out on Yamamoto, the Mets are in trouble. And I'm going to say here on the record right now, if the Mets do not sign Yoshinobu Yamamoto, they need to try to extend Pete Alonso immediately. Immediately. I need to tell Pete, this is where we're at. Scott Boras, this is where we're at. Would you like to sign this extension? Yes or no? If Pete Alonso says no and wants to go to free agency, if I'm David Stearns, I'm on the phone with the Chicago Cubs. I'm on the phone with the other Seattle Mariners. I'm on the phone with all the other ball clubs around the major league, and I'm trading Pete Alonso immediately. That doesn't mean he cannot re-sign here after the end of the year. But if he refuses to sign an extension now, why go into the season knowing that he's going to test free agency? You might as well get the most you can now and take the year of 2024 for what it is, a rebuilding year, and go for it all next year in 2025 and 2026. That's my opinion. You guys might think I'm crazy, but if the Mets do not land Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Pete Alonso does not accept an extension with the number you're giving him now, I say you trade him and get what you could get. Re-up on, might as well get the best prospects you could get the best package you could get. Whatever team decides to get him will be as a Juan Soto situation. And then in the next offseason, guess what? I'm the New York Mets. I'm Steve Cohen. I'm spending my money on Juan Soto. If Pete Alonso does not want to sign an extension, I'm going to trade him, re-up my farm system, perhaps see what the market commands for him, maybe bring him back. But guess what? This is not a time for the New York Mets to be playing around. If you cannot sign a good pitcher this year and Pete Alonso does not want to extend, you might as well get what you could get for him and take this 2024 season to give the kids a shot. See what you got with Francisco Alvarez coming back as your full-time catcher. See what Brett Beatty could do, whether is he going to be able to play or not. Ronnie Mauricio, we all know he's tearing it up in the Dominican Winter League right now. Ronnie Mauricio is not a worry, any of my worry. Ronnie Mauricio is going to be a very, very good hitter in this league for many, many years to come. He just needs to find a position. Right now, Ronnie does not have a position. He's not a third baseman. He's not a second baseman. He's not an outfielder. He's naturally came up as a shortstop. So we have to find a position for Ronnie Mauricio. If not, maybe DH, maybe a little bit of second base here and there. But we need to give the kids a shot if we're not going to go for it next year. So if they strike out, if I'm the Mets, I pivot, I trade Pete, and I try to, next year, Acuna coming up, maybe Jet Williams a year closer. The future's bright for the Mets. The problem is our fan base, us Mets fans, are very impatient, and we want to win now. We want to win now. We saw the Yankees trade for Soto. We want to make our big splash. So that's why if the Mets cannot land these free agents, I say we get the most we can for Pete and make 2024 a year to develop our team. I know as bad as it sounds, as much as it hurts, you need to be a realist, guys. We have to be realistic. If we cannot land Yamamoto, there is no need to push the foot pedal down. Get off the gas. Let the car go on cruise control. Let the kids play. See if maybe you get lucky. Trade deadline. I don't know. Maybe you acquire a couple of more young talent for other pieces that you could perhaps trade. I know David Stearns is sort of working that little money ball right now. We're signing all these little free agents here and there. But let's see what happens. In the meantime, guys, pay close attention. Make sure you follow and subscribe to the Moneyyyy Mets channel. We are going to be getting a lot of signings coming up, guys. Yamamoto is expected to meet with the New York Yankees on Monday. I'm hearing that the New York Yankees are rolling out the red carpet for him. They're bringing Hideki Matsui. They're bringing Tanaka. They're bringing all these Japanese players to try to convince him that he should pick the New York Yankees. But guess what? He is going to go where the most money is. Mark my words. He is not going to take a discount. There's no need for him to take a discount. 27 rings. Yankee Stadium. What have you done lately for me? Like the saying says. The Yankees have not won since 2009. They have Soto. They have Stanton. They have Judge. They have Cole. If they add another star pitcher, that right there makes them perhaps the prolific favorite to win next year. But at what cost? At a discount cost? If Steve Cohen is offering Yoshinobu Yamamoto $300 million, I don't believe the Yankees are going to match Steve Cohen's offer. Otherwise, that means Soto is not coming back and he's strictly a rental. Will the Yankees roll the dice and try to bet that Soto will like the pinstripes and sign for a team-friendly deal? You actually think that? No way. Same way Pete Alonso most likely might not accept an extension because Scott Boras does not really do extensions. Scott Boras makes sure his client goes with free agents and makes sure his clients get the most money. Right now, Scott Boras is salivating at the mouth because he says my guy Juan Soto is going to have the best season of his career in that short porch, that little league stadium in the Bronx that the Yankees play in. I have Soto programmed for 40 home runs and over 120 RBIs if he does not get hurt. There's no need to push the foot down for the Yankees and mortgage the future of being able to sign Soto just to get Yamamoto. I think they could be very competitive without Yamamoto, but like I said, it's going to be a bidding war, and I don't think Uncle Steve is going to lose. Stay tuned, guys. Remember, like and subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. Later, everybody. Peace out.